Okay, welcome to the section 1 of our project procurement management. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at how do we plan procurement. How do we plan our procurement management? Alright, so this is the first of the processes that are involved in the project procurement management. Right, and without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so an overview of the planned procurement management process. Now, the planned procurement management is the initial step in the procurement process, focusing on establishing the approach for procuring goods and services from external sources. So is the initial step, the first step in the procurement process, and the focus here is to establish the approach, to define the approach which you're going to take as a project manager in procuring goods and service from outside of the project team or the project organization. It involves creating a procurement management plan that outlines how procurement activities will be conducted throughout the project. So in planned procurement management, you're going to be creating your procurement management plan, all right, and you now outline what needs to be done by who, all right, how are you going to conduct the process throughout the project life cycle. This plan is crucial for ensuring that the project obtains the necessary resources efficiently and effectively. Okay, when it comes to procurement, efficiency is key. All right, efficiency is key. You cannot overlook just anything. So that's why planning is very, very important. Okay, so this process helps you ensure that the project is able to obtain all the resources that are necessary and that are required for its completion. All right, and in this process, planning helps you to be able to ensure that whatever activity that you're doing, it is done as efficiently and effectively as possible. All right, so by the end of this section, you should be able to understand the purpose and importance of the planned procurement management process. You'll also identify the inputs, tools and techniques, as well as the output of this process. And then you will learn how to create a procurement management plan for obtaining the necessary resources for a project efficiently and effectively. Okay, so that's an overview of the planned procurement management. Let's look at the objectives of this process. Now, what are the objectives of the planned procurement management? Firstly, the primary objectives of the planned procurement management include to define the procurement requirements. So here you're going to outline what are required in this procurement process. All right, so you're going to have everything stated out very, very clearly. Okay, now you're going to identify potential suppliers based on the procurement requirements, based on the project requirements. Who are the most ideal suppliers that can meet with this requirement? So you identify those potential suppliers and begin to work on ways to reach out to them. Then you're going to determine the appropriate procurement methods. All right, you determine the appropriate procurement methods. What methods are you going to use in your procurement process? And last but not the least, you establish the procurement strategy. All right, establish the procurement strategy. What strategy are you going to adopt in your procurement process? Okay, the goal is to create a comprehensive plan that guides the procurement process and aligns with the overall project objectives. Right? So that's your main aim, to create a comprehensive plan. The main aim of this plan procurement management is to create a comprehensive plan, and that plan is to guide the process, the procurement process, throughout the project life cycle, and to ensure that this process aligns with the overall project objectives. Okay, so you have to have that in view when you are making your plans. The plans have to align with the overall project objectives at the end of the day. Okay, so let's move on. Now, what are the inputs for this plan procurement management? Firstly, we have the project management plan. The project management plan. Understanding the overall project plan helps align procurement activities with project goals. So before you start planning, you have to have the project management plan, the overall plan for the whole project. All right, so before you start making plans for your procurement, you have to understand what's the major plan for the project. So because when you're planning your procurement, everything you're doing, the activities, the processes, everything has to align with the overall project management plan. Okay, so next we have the project documents. The project documents. The information such as the scope statement and risk register provides insight into procurement needs. So this document for the project is going to be handy. All right, it's going to be handy. It's going to be required for your procurement process as well. The scope statement. What's the scope of the project? What does it entail? What are the boundaries? All right, so you need to know that. Then also the risk register. These are project documents which you have to have as inputs for your plan procurement management. They will help you in the planning process for your procurement. Next, we have enterprise environmental factors, or EFs. These are external factors like market conditions and industry standards, and they influence the procurement planning. Right? So when you're planning, you need to take into cognizance the environmental factors around the project organization and the project team. What are the market conditions? All right, what are the supply conditions? What are the demand conditions? Right, what are the pricing conditions? All these are market conditions that you're going to have to put into perspective when you're planning your procurement. All right, you also look at the industry standards as well, the various industries, the trends in the industry. Where is it going? All right, so you're going to have these things in view when you're planning your procurement. And then we have organizational process assets, OPAs. These are historical procurement information and lessons learned, and they guide the planning process. So based on the past projects, all right, and activities, you have to also consult those documents, all right, and get information from there that are going to help you in the planning process. All right, so that's why you need those organizational process assets. So these are the inputs that are required for the plan procurement management. You're going to have the project management plan, the project documents, the enterprise environmental factors, as well as the organizational process assets. Okay. Now, what are the tools and techniques that are required for the plan procurement management process? Firstly, you need expert judgment. Now, as a project manager, you have experience, all right? You have expertise, okay? And then also you have other subject matter experts within your team, Okay, so bringing all this together, you're going to have to make judgments, sound judgments. All right, so that involves experts making informed decisions regarding procurement processes. All right, so you bring your experience, your knowledge together, and then be able to make informed decisions about the procurement processes. Market research. So, like I said initially, you need to understand the enterprise environmental factors, the market conditions. So it is from this market research that you get to understand the market conditions. Analyzing the market conditions helps to identify potential suppliers and understand pricing. Right? So you'll be able to know the vendors within the marketplace, their various capacities, right? And then what's the pricing. So market research will help you do that. Then meetings, collaborative discussions with stakeholders and experts aid in refining the procurement plan. So you're going to have meetings with stakeholders, meetings with experts, meetings with the project team, with clients, regulatory agencies, institutions, vendors, suppliers, all stakeholders involved in the project. So all these meetings are part of your techniques, all right, to be able to get information, give information, reach an agreement, and then at the end of the day, you have a robust procurement plan. Okay. Alright, so what are the outputs from this plan procurement management process? Because at the end of the day, you have your procurement management plan. This is the document that outlines the procurement approach. It identifies potential risks and establishes the criteria for supplier selection. So when all is done and all is said, you now have a blueprint for your procurement, which is the procurement management plan. It is a document that details and defines the approach you're going to adopt in the procurement. All right, it's going to outline all the potential risks that are involved in the procurement process, and then of course it's going to itemize and make it very clear the process or the criteria that you're going to adopt for selecting the supplier or the vendor. Okay. Procurement statement of work. This describes the procurement item in detail, outlining what needs to be delivered. All right. So another output you're gonna get is the procurement statement of work. All right. So what are the items that are to be delivered? All right, in clear details, and how will it be delivered? Okay, so that's the procurement statement of work. Source selection criteria. This is the criteria for selecting suppliers, ensuring alignment with project requirements. So this is also another output that you should have in the plan procurement management. How you are going to select suppliers and vendors for the project's requirements. Then lastly, we have make or buy decisions. Now when it comes to procurement, you have to decide as a project manager whether you're going to make the items that are required or you are going to buy them. All right, so making has to do with getting it from in-house within the project team or the project organization. All right, and then buying has to do with bringing it from outside, maybe when it's not available or it cannot be made based on certain constraints, then you can consider buying it or bringing it from outside. So that decision to make or to buy is what we call make or buy decision. All right, so at the end of the day, you now decide which one to make use of. All right, so these are the outputs from this process: the procurement management plan, the procurement statement of work, the source selection criteria, and the make or buy decisions. Okay. Alright, so what are the key takeaways from the planned procurement management process? The planned procurement management sets the foundation for successful procurement throughout the project. Okay? A well-defined procurement plan ensures that goods and services are acquired in the most efficient and cost-effective manner. So when you have a well-defined procurement plan, you'll be able to acquire the products, the goods, the services, all the resources that you require for your project in the most efficient and cost-effective manner. You'll be able to avoid wastage and avoid delays. Alright. Collaboration with experts and stakeholders is vital for making informed decisions during the planning process. Okay, so you're going to have to collaborate with experts, collaborate with stakeholders, right? And then this will help in making informed decisions. Okay, so that's it for this process and this section, the plan procurement management. I believe you've gotten value. So we're going to be seeing in the next section. Bye for now.